As we have been discussing the 5D collective, we not only mystics are getting ready for our lovely solar eclipse. And so this is why the energies, relationships, healthy self-worth, plus our lovely academics who are out there informing us of what amazing journey, those who are able to be their whole self, again, treating each other with mutual respect, being an example of what teenagers can look up to, since our entertainment industry definitely does not bring forth what is considered quote unquote boring. So being able to be a regulated nervous system, your own safe haven, handling a panic attack, handling somebody rejecting you with mutual respect is not seen as interesting. Can you believe that? Well, I can, because I see the teenagers on Elsa's journey all over YouTube with relationships. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. So for the 5D collective, we're not interested in what is quote unquote drama, quote unquote apparently interesting. Attachment coaches, which I really think they should reconsider their wording, have said things like this. I've seen at least 2 attachment coaches spell out how avoidant fearful attachment, as well as anxious attachment, will find a healthy self-worth partner boring because their nervous system is regulated. I would have said a person who is near a healthy self-worth human being gets the opportunity to regulate their nervous system, to inform a person who has one of those attachment wounds of the benefit of returning home to their self versus using a word that makes them think of like the movie Hangover as something cool. Not cool. Even as a teenager, I knew it wasn't cool to exaggerate in any of the realms that is part of the shame cycle, inner critic, outer critic, the drugging, the fucking, the alcoholing, particularly, which movies continue to make look like it's actually smart somehow. I don't, to this day, my brain's like, huh. Or the ones who perpetuate stereotypes, gender, and all of it. I saw a number of influencers talking about how, men and women treat each other. And I'm like, yeah, that's only those who don't have healthy self-worth. They're all insecure. In fact, teenagers, I noticed teenagers being insecure because I was not going to be insecure for my entire life. Thanks, Mom. Learned how, if your friends jump off a bridge, are you going to follow them? No. And once I realized that the teenagers that I met, and the adolescents from my 11 to 16, I recognized they all had low self-esteem, indirect communication, passive aggressive. They do not know boundaries because they don't know how to have mutual respect. Yes, canceling somebody or calling them a name like an energy vampire or a dark aura or a bitch or whatever, a witch, any of that, evil. Saw everything I needed to see from teenager land. Now that I'm a grown up, I'm attachment trauma informed. I'm like, wow, so I am a healthy self-worth person. And so the healthy self-worth people, we don't actually engage in anything called drama, because what are you doing? This is why functional adults doesn't mean how old you are. It's, I'm not okay with that. Or, sometimes we don't even say anything because we're like, you didn't hear when I said, don't play around with me like that. I don't like it. I'm not going to be around you. You're untrustworthy because you don't know how to be safe, because you don't know how to have a relationship with your inner world, and your low self-esteem is implicit memory plus your first 8 years of life. Oh, and as an adolescent, we all have a pruning process from our brain. And in that pruning process, there's also this thing where you look to your peers for your next alloparenting group. Yes, I didn't find no, Mom, you say my safe, secure attachment figure, that's for sure, equanimity, and I knew how to follow my own self. Thank you, Mother, again, because I wasn't going to follow stupid people. So I know compassion here, but when I see grown-ups doing the shame cycle and they're actually my age, and then I get to see influencers saying stupid things again, I'm pretty sure it's okay right now to have some smart people speak up. So new challenging situations are possibilities, not problems. Yes. When you have the ability to know inside of you, let's see, I'm great just the way I am, because at least I'm not making consistently the same mistakes over and over and over again, and then growing up to become a person who says, but life made me do it. I'm going to stop dating because I would rather be single since I've given up my life. Why did you give up your life for somebody? I told teenagers about the fact that your life has so many other things out there. Don't you know how to be your own secure base? Okay, so when people that are in the human suffering love group, that's our 4D collective, continues to make up stories as grown-ups. I'm here to give the human love narrative group. Let's come on over here. Okay, so we don't have shame, fault, or blame. We don't look at each other as perfect in any way, shape, or form. We know how to have fun, because that's the whole point of when you can actually speak, because you're not afraid of what is called a confrontation. And so as a teenager, I wasn't afraid of telling any one of the people who lied to me in my face, behind my back, why'd you lie? And it wasn't actually asked. See, the other thing about being a functional adult and knowing healthy self-worth is you don't have the silent treatment. That's for people who don't know healthy self-worth. They don't know how to actually take emotional accountability, ownership, and then say, yeah, you know what? I'm just as fucked up as anybody else can be. But I know that right now I'm able to have a conversation, or I'm trying. The grown-ups, the attachment and trauma therapists, the good ones, like Terry Real presents why a functional adult will always be able to present what's going on. Here's my feelings, here's my story, because our story isn't the truth. So my subjective Maria life doesn't mean I'm right. No, I'm going to know that if you say I want space, that you have your feelings. Now, what I'm also going to know when I see you dating people who treat you like shit, that you don't have healthy self-worth, but it's not the other way around. So you don't have to be a grown-up to know healthy self-worth. You just have to have a differentiated, whole, open heart, which is why our relationships, let's talk about that one, shall we? The conversations, whether it's romance or friendship, it is never going to be with the let me accuse you. No, your contribution to the world is you. You be you, I be me. You be flawed, I be flawed. It's okay. We're not in the movies. This is exactly why stereotypes and generalizations don't make any sense. So when you see women, in this case as a woman who's independent and polyamory, I've seen women complain about giving up their life for men, or thinking that men, it's hard work. What's the deal? Where's the work? So again, when we go to attachment therapy, theory, researchers, all updated, the entire YouTube world that still complains with their coaches doesn't know about how to move into having conversations. They're 3-year-olds with a 16-year-old who's, it's unfair, and they're on Elsa's journey without getting to the end. And oh, look, it's all about me. Oh, look, I do have an ego. That's the one thing that teenagers kept saying. No, we don't. No, I don't have an ego. I don't have a self. Only you do. I'm pretty sure that we're each having a subjective experience, and you're just saying you don't, but yes, you do have an ego self. You're here right now. Your personality is all over the place. So the part about the right silence, and let me have fun with this. So we don't need to reparent. I didn't need to reparent because I never lost my parent, meaning that I kept on looking at the person who kept and keeps on directing me on how to be in a place of alchemy, a synergy with myself and the world. A herd we are. So we don't have a whole self and we go saying, I'm going to be unapologetically me because I put up with shit until now. So now I'm going to go and be a teenager all over the place. That's a bad example. You haven't learned how to access your nervous system and work with your emotions. What's up with that? You're going to project it and you want to tell me you're making a difference? I don't see a difference. I see another Cusco and squirrel attitude is what I see. So 5D mystics, we have a way different relationship with our twin flames, our soulmates, and our oversoul. We, in fact, as a reader, don't go around talking to people like they're kids who need to be told. I hear some of these readers, I'm like, are there all children out there as grown-ups? Because seriously, there's not. Come on over, 5D mystics. The solar eclipse is coming. It's going to be fun over here because we get to be the secure attachment people who have good relationships and we have fun. It's tango. Romancing is tango. There is nothing more beautiful than when you have a healthy self-worth man or woman and or they. So securely attached people, we know always how to be open-hearted because we don't have what's called self-doubt. We don't have superiority or inferiority complex. We know we're beautiful just the way we are with our flaws and imperfections, and we accept you and you can accept us. That's why synergy allows and accepts the not so obvious, never seen before combination and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. And it reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new, exciting co-creations can give birth to new reality. Come on over, 5D Collective. Let's alchemize Our magical ability and remembrance of all that we hold inside, our humanity, is us being able to be emotional, accountable, and grown-up adults, which is really great. So again, nobody's shaming, blaming, faulting, or avenging. We're only loving, but direct communication is one of the things. We don't lie to each other, not even a little bit. So open heart, truth, and clarity, and mutual respect